We are ready. Welcome to the September 4th meeting. I'll be your pilot tonight as chair. This is the Wildwood Celebration Commission meeting. We hope very much that the Chair Slaughter is enjoying her maternity time. And hopefully we'll get some pictures soon. So with that, please call the roll.
Commissioner Slaughter, Commissioner Schultz,
Present.
Commissioner Jailing, Commissioner Silverman,
Present.
Commissioner Jones, Commissioner Coleman,
Present.
Commissioner Lind,
Here.
Commissioner Siebert,
Here.
Council Liaison Edens,
Here.
and myself.
I'm sure you're gonna get your wish.
All right.
Oh, there she is.
Slaughter, you're alive. Yay!
Hello, baby.
How are you?
I'm great. Just doing a quick hello and then we can get to business, but I couldn't imagine not saying hello.
Introduce.
This is Lydia. She is she's Wildwood original, grown in Wildwood, you know? So I'm gonna go hand her to my mom. I'll be right back.
Well, we also have another special guest with us tonight, although admittedly not as cute. And so we have our mayor, Joe Garitano is here with us tonight as well. So.
Former chair.
Yes, and with that, do we have an approval for the minutes motion or any corrections?
I make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Okay, motion made by Commissioner Jailing. Do we have a second?
Second.
Made by Commissioner Silverman. We'll do a voice vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstain. Aye. Any member of the public online? I see no one in person. Like to comment? No. We've got former commissioner, chair and chair member.
Thank you.
Any comments?
Susan Siebert. I used to chair this wonderful committee for me, and I turned out. Mayor Bowen called me at home and he said, Susan, how would Charlie like to take your place? So Charlie is here.
Thank you,
It's a
Charlie.
good thing to do.
Okay, so it sounds like we're ready to move on then. Okay, so discussion of the celebration event that's coming right up around the corner. I'll turn it over to staff.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, honored guest, and members of the commission. Thanks for being here tonight. We do appreciate it very much, and I do want to also extend my department to representatives. Garitano, I will remind you as mayor now, you set committee assignments, so Ms. Edens could be in charge of town center trash cans.
Excellent.
So always remember, be nice to the mayor.
That's right. We could beautify them.
There's a thought. They could use a couple of them could use a coat of paint.
That's right. Be
Well,
girls.
I guess I'll kick off the meeting with maybe a sour note. As you know, in July and August, we spent a great deal of time talking about the 30 by 30 challenge. The run up to the 30th anniversary of the city of Wildwood, which will be January 1st on, so to speak. And we have hoped to develop a logo for that 30th anniversary, a special logo like we had done for 15, 20, and 25 year anniversaries. We had prepared a number of items to achieve that goal for all of you. We've done the kind of explanation, promotion. We've gone through our city administrator, our new communications manager, economic development manager, and then kind of slowly but surely kind of acquiesced. And I'll take full responsibility. As you know, our two capable assistants here are doing a lot of other things for Celebrate Wildwood and also all of our parks and trails, keeping them clean, functional, and safe. And then we are in the midst, as Mayor Garitano and Council Member Edens will attest, of a number of major projects. These projects probably have in excess of $100 million of investment in town center to come to fruition. So it's kind of a big deal, and we kind of have to focus on those. So tonight, apologetically, tell you that we don't have the logo competition underway. And we have no one working on the logo to be part of the competition because it's really just something we've discussed internally here amongst the commission members. At the October meeting, we will have everything ready for you. And then we'll have a revised schedule for the soft launch and then the full launch, which I still anticipate unless the commission tells us differently to do with the holiday tree line, which is the last major event in 2024. And then we'll kick off the anniversary year, 2025. So I'm ready to take the big boy punishment for being party with this particular process, but you do have.
Yeah, I was just thinking the other day, when I was thinking that, because I've already been telling people to think of a design, we're gonna have a contest. Which I think everybody can start. Well, would it be an idea to reach out to the two high schools, art departments and ask and see if any of them would like to do a, something, you know, to Eureka, let's have Eureka's Wildwood and then Lafayette and see if they, you know, if they put it to the art teachers, see if they want to promote it as a, something from the schools, maybe. Good idea.
Harvard's perspective, I think it's an excellent suggestion and probably something we couldn't accomplish if we were on time because school has just started and I assume there's always that kind of initial chaos with all the classes and things getting settled in. And if you, as the commission would like, we could also offer it to the art students over at the community college.
Or even in St. Albans, if you want to do so, I don't know what you
Sure.
want to do, but yeah, actually it was in the bulletin really big, guys. I saw, I tried to bring that, it's in the bulletin, the celebrations,
good.
big section, yeah.
Then,
So,
well,
yeah.
we could pass on to the leadership there.
Yeah, I'll bring it to you guys, but yeah, but I don't know, I just thought it'd be another way to promote it when we get it organized. And by October, they'll all be organized at school too, and it might be a good, you know, good program for them to try, so.
See, it all works out. It all works out.
Well, you guys make it work out, so thank you. I appreciate that, but I know the principal, Mr. Garitano, Mayor Garitano, and others, you know, to help prepare us. So certainly I'll reach out to her and just ask what be the best approach. And also who's the contact down at Eureka. I don't have as much
Okay.
discussion with them.
You know.
And then if you know somebody at St. Alban Road, at school, and then I'll talk to Gina Hart, our new communications manager, left the community college Wildwood campus to come here to the city. So she'll be able to help us with that. So hopefully by October, when we reconvene after the event, we'll have a list of the contacts, the things we've got accomplished, and then that timeline, that promise. Yes, ma'am.
We still have the contact from the Lafayette Art Department, from when we tried painting the window painting for the businesses, so, yeah.
Forgotten about that.
yeah.
That was a
I
nice-
think it would have a good response. I don't know that there would be a whole lot of people, because when we tried the business window painting years ago for the holiday Winterfest, a couple of the parents told me that the kids were able to use this in a portfolio and a college application process, and that they really appreciated the opportunity that it was an assignment. So if they had an entry and they were able to place, that might be additional motivation to participate. We were also told that having additional volunteering time in person was a difficult swing. This is something they can do at home and submit. So I think the participation would be more likely.
There's also, I know they have art classes for at the community college.
Yes.
or-
Adults, I've done them before.
I'm just looking at the artists in the
yeah.
area to how we get a coach on, so.
I think it's a great idea. Any other comments?
You're
So
forgiven.
Yeah, there's no public flashing,
appreciate it.
no timeout. Yeah.
Well, I claim I'm working on those developments, but there's a lot of people in town that don't want them, so we'll see how it all works out. Thank you. I appreciate your understanding.
Still plenty of time. So I think we're ready for our major initiative updates.
Well, as summarized at the conclusion of this particular memo, Madam Chair and members of the commission, yes. This is the last update before the event itself. And so all has gone well. I think it has. Everything that I mentioned now is done. And so the group of us here at City Hall, including our communications manager, did the final edits to the content that were requested of us by West News Magazine. And that particular edition or volume of the West News Magazine is to be published here shortly. And as you know, it'll go to 60,000 households in West St. Louis County. So by far our greatest reach of anything that we do relative to our promotion of the event. The Gazette has been edited, completed, and has anybody gotten it yet? So it should be there shortly. And the main article, as we showed you last month at the meeting, is about the lead-off article is about the Celebrate Wildwood and all the components associated with it. The Gazette goes to about 13,500 households. So there is some overlap, but doing our best to get the information out. The yard signs are behind you, and if you haven't picked up one and would like one for your yard or a friend's yard, or the electronic message boards, we'll have those out probably the beginning of next week, so about 2 weeks before the event. I have one down here at Taylor Road at Main Street where we used to put it. And then we used to put one up at Anniversary Park, and we're going to give that a try. So we also got complaints about that particular location. So we're going to be a little flexible about it. But in the past, surprisingly, we used to talk to people at concerts and celebrate Wildwood event before many of you were on the commission. And they used to say, yeah, I found out about it by the message board by Davis. So it's just kind of funny. All the things you do, people are getting into each of their households. It's as simple as a message board where they shop. Shout out to Miss Jelly. We got into the bulletin in St. Alban Road. Conversely, I am proudly promoting their Almond Fest, I think, coming up here, I think, very shortly. Now, the city newsletter, we've been promoting this event for several weeks now. We've kind of culminated with the sponsorship graphic and people together. Recognizing how large the sponsors that we've been fortunate enough to participate this year. Otherwise, t-shirt sales didn't go as well as we hoped. I think the price was appropriate given the quality of the shirt. But as I say, it seems like most people looked at the shirt and then went to the line stand and bought a beer. So I don't know the relationship there.
Beer for buying a shirt.
That's right.
There's a thought. I'll work that out next year. I like that. As you know, if you attended any of the concerts, right before the start of the concert where the band would begin playing, they announced the Celebrate Wildwood event, all the components of it. Be sure to put it on your calendar, that kind of stuff. And the last event, back to school party, was the largest of the four we held this summer. Over 2,000 attendees. And so it was a great night, extremely warm and comfortable, but people didn't seem to slow down at all. We are still doing a lot of promotion on social media. If you're on Facebook, Instagram, X, Twitter, whatever the case may be. We have our communications manager working on that, as well as Debbie Ward from Silver Tablet Marketing. And with our new communications manager, next year, she will take the lead, Dina, and Ms. Ward will probably have some role, but certainly not as prominent. So we felt that with Dina starting on the most part in the middle of summer, and getting her feet on the ground and knowing what's all involved, we had continuity with Miss Ward, so we stayed there. Bless you. And then finally, the scavenger hunt. And I'm going to ask Miss Chansky to kind of update us on that. She's been the kind of promoter of it, with most of the graphics And so far, I think we've been very, very pleased.
So, yeah, people are doing it and, I get really good feedback when we're out of stickers. So we run out and we, fill it back up, but, I really think it's going to explode once the Gazette comes in homes. But, one participant did give me her completed, and I think it looks amazing. So it just looks so happy and, I'll pass that around, but she was so excited to do it and she probably came up here to get hints and we were like, no. And, but then we saw her out also and we're like, okay, you're cold. But, and then she can't even be at the event. So she was so involved that we're like, come afterward and we'll probably have something for you. But,
Are
yeah.
there extra sheets to?
yeah, do you need blanks?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'll grab you some before we leave. Yep, we have lots. So I'm really happy with it.
It's cute.
As you know, we did something similar last year. We ended up having over 100 people come to the city tent at the event to turn in their cards for being successful. We did it a little different this year. I think the clues are harder. And Jansky and Hager have related to me. So good job on your all's part. Being creative, and I think the icons themselves that go on the letters of Celebrate Wildwood 2024. I think Ms. Jansky did a great job. Business logos come clear. It's just a nice approach. We're going to take a pause in 2025 because we're doing the 30 challenge. So, but we'll be back with it hopefully in future years. So, as I say, everything's out there. Everything's done. No more edits to make. No more things to ring. It's out there. It's out there. Any questions?
Bring on.
I'm almost done. So the parade, and I'll let Chris kind of give you the update on the number of participants. But there are a few new things that I'd like to talk with the commission members about tonight. First, we are going to start doing some additional motions on that segment of Manchester Road from Wildwood Crossing to the roundabout. The commission authorized that at a previous meeting. So we're going to start maybe, we have people leave things at concerts. And they often leave their chairs. So maybe we'll put a chair out there and say, this could be your seat, that kind of thing. We're going to try to draw some interest so people can start thinking about, oh, the parade. Maybe I should start thinking about it and dancing that really far. But we'll begin that probably mid next week. The reason we're going to be a little slow on them, things have a way of disappearing. Some people think, well, that's just trash or litter. I'll take it and get rid of it and do Wildwood a favor. Others are a little more devious, but we don't want to be doing it multiple times. So we'll try to time it so people have enough time to basically recognize the parade, the route, but also not have to do it on multiple occasions. At one of our past meetings, we also talked, I think it was actually a suggestion of Chair Slaughter or someone else on the commission, but maybe we do a nice gift for each of the grand marshals. And so we are preparing that. I think Stacy and Chris have been talking about that more than I.
Yep, we already put it together. They're going to get a book, one of Ms. Von Gruben's books, except Ms. Von Gruben doesn't need one. But a t-shirt, the Celebrate Wildwood t-shirt that we're selling. I did add a Wildwood pen. We had these cross pens and they'll get a bottle of water and, for the day. And it'll all be in the green bag. So they have something to carry.
And then we're going to give them some meal tickets.
Oh, yes, thank you.
So
And their
that-
sashes. And their sashes.
We have fancy sashes. It's a grand marshal. So hopefully the meal tickets are okay with the commission members. Again, just enough for to keep their family with them. Treat them all to something to eat at the event after the parade is done. So we're proceeding forward with that. And then finally, we do have competition in the parade. We do the best float reflecting the theme of the event, which is rooted in Wildwood. And so the decision, and certainly subject to change, that there's a couple of the premier sponsors, those that donated $1,500 or more to the event, be the judges. And in this case, it's the gentleman that owns Public Water Closet, who brings the portable restrooms and wash stations, and then Marshall, and then Marty Yule with Go Green. And so they'll be our two judges this year, once you all put those on. I'm expecting Mr. Marshall, based upon his personality, he'll have a long list of things he liked with this. He's very engaged. So we're thinking this is going to be a good year for the judges. So from there, as you can see, list is completed, except for the order of the parade. And that's one thing we do the week before, is we usually hear a few cancellations, and then we also try to squeeze a few in.
We got 2 new ones today. And then can I say, you all should have a manila folder at your, okay, so that's like your packet that we discussed. It has your parking pass, the schedule of the day, meal tickets, and all the parade instructions of when to get, the timing and how it's all gonna flow. So if you could read through that, that would be wonderful, at least, the day before. And then if you can also wear your polo, Celebrate Wildwood polo shirt, that would be great. And then council will be also getting a packet in their mailboxes
So the parking is up.
in the back of the, yes.
So this
Can I
way,
just swing by and grab mine this week? Stacy, is that person perfect?
Really, we can mail it to you
Got
if
it
you'd
right
rather.
I have to go out of the house and Lydia needs to see the city hall. She has to. So we'll swing by this week. Thank you.
Please stop, please ask for me. I'd like to meet.
Of course.
For the parking in the back, in the past, we put a sawhorse, roadblock in the way, just drive around it. That prevents everybody. It won't be manned. There won't be an officer there. There'll be an officer just down the street here at the theater. So it worked last year, worked the year before. Just drive around it. Everybody looks closed. It's not.
Where, I'm sorry, I'll catch where it is.
You drive past the building
Yeah,
and you make the left turn. There's gonna be a sawhorse in the way that looks like you're not supposed to go. Go to the wrong direction around it, because we have it on the one side, and then drive up, and there's a big parking lot, larger parking lot around the top. It's a circle.
yeah.
Yeah, you have to make the left, otherwise you're gonna drive into the woods, so that's what we've done in the past.
so it dawned on me, there should be a parking pass in all of this.
There is.
Okay, so park behind City Hall, be a parking pass, just put on your dashboard. That way, we do get tight on parking and somebody isn't there somebody's there that shouldn't be. We know.
Yes,
But again, there's other parking too on the street. Some money in these spaces will be available. You can have a park in the shade if it's so sunny and nice that day. Sunny, nice. You can park in the garage and benefit from the shade.
How long do you think the golf carts will be available?
They are scheduled to be delivered in the morning of Thursday, but morning could be anytime.
Yeah, they can bring them until Friday last year.
Yeah, they actually said they'd bring them Thursday. We'll get them staged for everyone. And then some on Friday, if you want to come decorate them, be aware again, the forecast. We've had rain on a couple of the Fridays over the last few years. And then it was nice on Saturday, and if you decorate your cart and the weather looks a little foreboding, park it in the garage. And police will keep an eye on the garage, so usually we don't have any issues.
It might be worth having a word. We've had some lovely folks that volunteer to kind of direct traffic in that Deerberg's parking lot, and I'm not sure what group they're from. But in the they're from Schnucks.
No, it's Schnucks parking lot.
Sorry, I said the wrong, yes, thank you, thank you. In the past, sometimes Don and I would think, we figured out it's easier to drive really early to that parking lot and then decorate in that parking lot, but I think because we've come early and it usually involves a merry-go-round of cars that are fully loaded with stuff. We've had to really explain, no, we're part of the parade, we're dropping it off, we're not in the parade area. And it's been about a 10-minute conversation of, can you please let me in? I'm part of the parade. So maybe just kind of.
We will talk to the Rotarians and let
Yes.
them know that there's a golf cart out on the Colchester Road or in the parking lot of Schnucks. It's with us.
Yeah, and the car is just unloading things for that, yeah, so. It's been interesting the last couple of years, but it all worked out, but.
There'll be an officer over at the Schnucks Wildwood Crossing any earlier than when you lead the contingent of carts there.
I don't know that answer. We're pretty much all kind of staying around here to get everybody over there at 9 to 9:30, get everybody kind of ready for the 10 o'clock. We can have somebody go over there. At least on a bicycle, or we can talk to the guy for the Rotary there who's.
Well, it's Pat McDermott. one of the-
Yeah, that's right.
Metro
Yeah.
West. So I'll talk with him. I'll send him an email just saying that there'll be some drop off of the decorations for the carts. So we'll see what we can do. But I was just thinking maybe it'd be easier if an officer was over there that just kind of.
We can have one person over there to be at the end. It's just. Yeah, it'll work.
We can talk later.
Yeah.
Maybe see. Don't want to stretch it too thin.
And ideally, I won't have a weather problem and won't have to do that, but somebody else might have that issue even if I don't have to do that.
We should be able to get one over there. We have enough because we're kind of, because the golf carts have gotten so many, we have a lot more officers gonna help get everybody over there as a group. So we can have one at the end, it's one less.
And maybe it's just a verbal thing that if somebody says they're unloading a car for a golf cart, that they.
It probably wasn't, it probably didn't.
It might be the only conversation.
I can't believe Pat wouldn't, he must have not been there, because he'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what it is. It's got-
I mean, he's done the Baldwin Days parade so many years, you know.
Yeah.
I've already been in contact with Pat. I talked to him this week, so
Okay.
I'll just,
So
I have a
they're
lot
all
of
set.
notes, yeah, so.
I just heard you mention the polo shirt. I do not have a polo shirt, so I don't know if that's
Okay.
Well, you stumped the panel. We'll figure that out for you.
Okay,
as well.
thank you.
I may have one upstairs.
Okay.
Anyone else?
So on the protocol for the golf carts, are we supposed to share those with another ward member?
No, from the commission standpoint, there's an odd number, no offense meant. You have 9 minus plus Chris, so Chris will be obviously doing something else. So if Seabird wants to chauffeur you or vice versa,
Okay.
I think you two could handle
Needs
one
a
car.
driver.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Just one arm, that's all I got. It works.
So again, does everybody have a polo? That's probably a question I should have asked a long time ago. Well, if you don't, let us know. It sounds like we may try, we'll rush harder. Well, that's the parade. Chris will give you the numbers. Thank you.
So, we're getting so close. We're getting there. Volunteers, we do have the Fellowship of Wildwood who have volunteered for the dining tent. And of course, we hope to have a lot of you there to assist as volunteers as well. I will pass that around. That is actually coming up as one of the next items on the agenda. And Officer Gelder, I know, is finalizing the St. Louis County Police Department's items that they're working on. They do a lot for the parade, a lot for the coverage all over, and there's lots of different pieces he has with the couple days before shutting down the road, keeping the vendor tents safe as some people do move in on Fridays. So they keep watch over those. And of course, Saturday, the big day, there's a couple different shifts of officers that he is all taking care of for us. Couple of the items completed that I will note, one of the bistro lighting, that is all scheduled. I spoke to them. They will be installing on Thursday, so we'll get that lit up, and the electric will be there, so that will be lit up. We're hoping Thursday night, so we'll get a couple days out of that, few days. And Plaza Drive will close for that, so we will be notifying the businesses right around there to help them prepare. Very exciting item is next, sponsorships. The goal set by the commission was $30,000, and sponsorships were at $27,870 with 44 sponsors, booth fees of $89.25, and t-shirt sales of $225. So the total raise was $37,020, exceeding the goal. So we were quite excited. We do have the thermometer towards the back of the packet in here, as well as a blank sheet in there, which was totally my fault. I do apologize, as well as a listing of each of the sponsors. So you can kind of see who supported Celebrate Wildwood this year. And also maybe when you walked in, you saw the big poster out there behind Meet the Mayor out there.
Saw the mayor too.
And we have all the sponsors on that sheet. So we have posted that here and it's on our website. We have a page, so we really tried to recognize our sponsors. And it is also on the Storybook Walk. So we put those posters out there. So we like that. We also, Stacy and I visited most of the sponsors personally to thank them, give them the posters. And that's really great. They're, it's just nice to go out and tell them thank you. They like the posters. And a lot of them you'll see if you drive around, you see they have the posters in their windows and at different places too. So those are out at the parks as well, our posters. Okay, parade items. It says we have 36 participants, but we are now at 39. In the past couple days, we have received 3 more parade participants, and those are listed here that you see. So lots of good. We have some of our regulars as well as some new people participating, so that's exciting. Our grand marshals, those have all been confirmed. We're all good with them. We have their packets and their sashes. Food and drink items, all done. Working on the layout now. It's pretty much done for the booths and the food and all the activities and everything. So we're just doing the final touches on that, and we'll be meeting with Stacy Minkoff, who does the final touches on the design for that. This year, we're meeting with her on Friday.
Why don't you mention about printing this?
Okay. In prior years, we've printed a bunch of the event maps, and hardly any of them get taken. So we're gonna do much less. We are still gonna print some. So it's available. Well, we also did last year, we did a poster, a couple of those out there. So if you walked up to the city tent, you could see the listing, you could see the map. We also talked about, we didn't get the okay from Mr. Vunich, but we thought about even over on Benedetto's, like on their window or something, if we put a poster over there. So there's a couple spots where if people walk in, they could see that. So we will have something to hand out, but just a smaller number, but we will have the maps and everything for people to see. So we are working on that. That'll save us a little bit of money because that's quite pricey. As you can see, the food vendors, since we did have some duplicates this year of some of the items, we've really tried to place them strategically. Nutty Sisters, they're a pretzel person. They get concerned if somebody else is selling pretzels. So Philly Pretzels all the way over here, Nutty Sisters all the way over here. So we did try to, and we do have a lot more food booths. Some of them chose to do 2 booths. So the food will look quite filled this year. We kind of had to shift everything back so we could fit everybody right there. So we feel like that worked out pretty well. As I mentioned, Officer Gelder is finishing up on his items. We are done with booths. Ms. Edens did a final push right before it closed, the application closed. We got in some new ones. I mean, some different new ones. We've gotten some more painters and more artists like that, as well as some different ones, like the bird girl. I don't know if I mentioned her last time, but just some different ones. So some new items for people to see. But then again, we still have some of our old favorites as well, but we're excited about some of the new ones too. And Ms. Edens did bring in some different ones that we haven't seen yet. So, and a couple authors, a couple government agencies, and then some nonprofits, including Dark Sky came in, the ROTC, Lafayette, they'll be selling some Lafayette spirit wear. They were also at the back to school party as well. So it's a nice, good fundraiser, I believe, for them as well. Wildwood Green Arts. And as Mr. Vunich already mentioned, Debbie Ward, she is on top of it. We've been approving her posts. So those are coming out. She's got them all scheduled. They're ready to go, as well as Miss Tart has been sending them out, scavenger hunt, all the good, exciting things to get people excited. And as I mentioned, we're working on finalizing the layout. And Mr. Vunich mentioned the marketing items. One thing, I don't know if we mentioned, because I think we found out after, we did put a banner up at Pond Ballpark, and it is a very prominent location right by their concession stand. So it looked awesome. We went out and kind of took a look at that. And so we hope that kind of draws people in as well. And let's see, what else we got? Oh, and as you have probably seen, the banners are out on the light poles out there. So we're hoping that is getting people excited too. And we have had people reach out saying, hey, put us on the list for next year for sponsorships. I think that happened after the banners went up. So I think people like seeing their name up on the banners and that kind of stuff. I think that's it. Am I forgetting anything, or does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, I do. About decorating a car.
Okay. So you'll have the golf cart. They will be here Friday, well, Thursday, whenever we get them, but they'll be available. You can decorate it however you want. You can go with the theme of Rooted in Wildwood.
Rooted in Wildwood. There's actually in the packet, there's a whole list about like how to adhere, you know, with zip ties or they, you know, like they don't want real tape, nothing heavy on the top, that kind of thing, but you can decorate any way you want.
People put ribbons and bows on them and.
Yeah.
Balloons.
Yeah, balloons
It's
and.
very nerve-wracking.
No, don't let it stress you out. It's fun. It's fun.
You can never do worse than some of the city council people.
Seriously.
You're not wrong. Words are a little bit
So
better
do
than
you do it by
average.
yourself or does?
When you buddy up with someone, do
Oh,
you have a
I
partner?
said some, because some do it very.
Some
have to-
work, they're hiding
Buddy up.
and have glitter around the
Appreciate it.
fronts.
Whatever you decorate, just make sure that it can handle the wind, because as the golf cart is going down the road. If you put balloons, they'll kind of break off,
Oh,
you know,
Yeah,
you
real
wanna tie
tall
them
thing
down.
doesn't work well either. Cardboard, real tall. No
I
good.
saw a horse up there once and it was doing good. Remember that one?
I mean, we're going to be going fairly slowly, aren't we?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well, they shouldn't be.
To get to
Like, we're not gonna get
Schnucks,
this
you're-
big wind.
A little quicker
Okay,
to get.
faster.
Okay.
But it's not rocket speed.
And for the grand marshals as well, we did, if you were there last year and you saw how the Hometown Heroes banners were up top of the golf carts, for the grand marshals this year, we will have Mr. Luther's hometown hero banner up there. We will have Miss Von Gruben's book jacket, and we will also have Mrs. Fox's, she had the 2 books. So we did a banner with one on each side. So she'll have, her husband and family will have a book cover on each side. So it will be prominently displayed on the top. So we think those are gonna look real nice because we love the hometown heroes up there last year, so.
Lynn, if you want some suggestions. Members that have this in the past, I'm sure they'll be glad to hear their thoughts.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need it.
I will note that if, obviously parades handy. I think conventional wisdom is you never buy enough. You give out too much at the start and not enough at the end where most people are. Obviously, you're not obliged to give out candy, but I guess there's an expectation out on the route. So just another point.
Sam's.
Yeah. And whatever you have left over, you take into the volunteer booth and just put it on the table and then people, you didn't come and pray and get whatever candy they want, so.
And the nice thing is because even since the golf carts do come in early, you can go check them out the night before, the day before, because even though there's a general size every year, they're a little bit different. And so you might be able to Google general measurements, but I promise you they change for fitting. So if you have posters or things like that, you can kind of figure out how it fits. You have time, you won't feel stressed. You can glue any twisty ties on the back, let that dry, and then bring them in the morning. And
you have a picture?
I do the fit the day before.
You have a picture of a cart you did?
Yeah, I have a,
Well, we can show you pictures so you
Yeah.
get an idea.
Okay.
yeah, I did, moving Wizard of Oz shoes last year. That had heels that clicked. I'm not doing any moving components this year, I don't think, so,
It was very nice.
thank you.
Lisa Clark, who was a
Yeah.
council member and the scenes, they knocked it out of the park. Dr. Rambo and Colonel Jackson in Ward 6, they just kind of showed up, so it ranges.
Yeah,
There's no standard really, a minimum standard.
theirs is fun. They bring a gator, so they're from the country on that.
Before we hop to our next agenda item, I am gonna have to go. New mom duty calls, but it was so, thank you, Lauren, for taking the lead on this. I can't wait to see you guys at Celebrate Wildwood. And I'm sad to miss the 30 by 30 combo, but the list looks so great. So I know you guys will land in the best spot, but so sorry to miss, but thank you guys so much for getting it in the driveway, and I'll see you in a few weeks.
And happy birthday.
I know, it's a big day for me. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
I know I'm a guest and I'm not supposed to, but I have one suggestion. That I think we did this when I was on the commission. The commission members, it would be great if you could walk around, introduce yourself to the vendors. Tell them you're a commission member, thank them for being there. They really like that personal, that you recognize them, that they're not just, that they didn't just come to the city and fill out a form, that there are people, you know, and if they have any comments, have them, send them to Wildwood. That's it. I'm sorry.
No, excellent advice. I appreciate that. That's excellent advice.
And if you signed up for a volunteer slot, there's a couple of roles that you all play that are pretty integral to the vendors. It's a long day, so they'll get here very, very early, set up or finalize their setup. They don't come Friday. And then they'll be there till at least 6:30, and then we'll start the breakdown. So oftentimes just bringing them some water. We'll have a cooler full of cold water, just walking through the vendors' rows and offering them water. And then some just like to use the restroom or just get away for a second. And they'll ask you to kind of sit at their tent and hold the fort down while they're away for a short period of time. Those are great opportunities, as Ms. Siebert said, to kind of converse with them, make it more personal. And I think that's what they remember and why many of them come back year after year. So the next item is the department overview. So I really have just a few things to talk to you about. First, as always, there will be a city tent. We'll have a double tent over by the entry into the theater. That's kind of the hub. You need water, soda, or tea ready today. Please come get it. We'll have it iced and ready to go for you. It's also where you'll be able to pick up your food vouchers. And so between Stacy, Chris, or I, please come by. If you're hungry. No lunch or a little dinner. We're going to get them to you, and for your service, it's the only way, a small way to say thank you. So-
Yeah, we already have them.
Okay. Well, if you need more. It's a long day. So yes, the city tent is kind of the hub. We have a lot of information there as well. And if you have any questions or you see anything that needs to be addressed, please come get one of us. We'll all be around the city tent or somewhere in the vicinity, so don't hesitate. The last item is more of, I think, just a thank you. We started meeting for the 2024 event right after the 2023 event. We talked about our impressions of the 2023 event. Hopefully, those impressions you conveyed to us, we put them to heart, addressed them, and made them reality for a better 2024 event. I know at times, some of you probably feel I only come once a month. I talk about a few things and then I leave, but you're the creative source for a lot of what we do. The 30 by 30 challenge came out of this group. The original scavenger hunt, to a certain degree, came out of this group. So please don't ever underestimate your role. And your role, at least from the Department of Planning, and I know our mayor and elected officials are very much appreciated. You never take for granted the time you spend with us away from home and whatever other commitments you have. So just want to say thank you as we're on the eve of another Celebrate Wildwood. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you.
Got one more little thing too for the new people on the commission. So when you're done with the parade, you'll come up and we'll be doing opening announcements at 11:30. So we ask that you all meet up by the stage to go up on the stage. Because the mayor will be doing the opening announcements and he'll introduce the commission. So we'll have somebody there gathering, trying to gather, but just when you're done with the parade, kind of head up towards the stage area. Because we will ask that you go up on the stage, so.
I will be the official cat herder of all of those council members and commission members. And it's always fun trying to get everybody at the last minute and then get us on stage. But it's, we just go up quickly and wave hello, and it's
So I think maybe
nice.
you might already do this, but being that it's my first year, probably have like a, order of agenda of what we're gonna cover and, what we're presenting, what we're recognizing, so this way everyone knows exactly the order of what we've got going on.
We talked about that today. We had a big powwow. So you'll be getting something about the mayor's message and the layout for you to do your message. And we will have an official cat herder to help you herd. So Travis will be probably the one, or Mr. Lee might be helping, and you'll also have full, what do we call it? Kind of agenda
We'll give you
type.
bullet points?
Yeah,
Or do you want
yeah.
it more written out?
No, bullet points.
Yeah, an
are fine.
itinerary.
Okay.
Yeah, like a script, no, that.
Yeah.
Just the We'll just have a list of
Yeah.
the items.
Yep.
Like Julie Lynch doing the national
Who
anthem.
needs to be there?
Yep.
Like, I know that.
Yep.
We'll have introductions.
Yep.
And so, you know, who we're introducing. And then, you know, we're doing the business award.
Yep, the Jeannie Hood Award,
Any good award, so we'll have.
Honor Guard.
I think that's helpful because I think if anything, maybe that's one thing is when everybody gets up there, kind of just stand there. So maybe, you know, have the council members in one spot, the commission members, so everyone's together, the business folks on one end, so that'll make it easier.
We can do that for you all.
And the Grand Marshals, I think.
Anyway, Marcia.
Okay.
Yes.
And you'll hand them their gift too, very much, so make them special. I want them to be felt special this year.
Yeah. So probably someone who can kind of stand by me and have it ready since I'm speaking. And if they're, you know, I have someone who's kind of already a step ahead of me, and we'll have everything ready to go.
Won't be me, I'll be a step behind you, but Travis. will be a step ahead. Travis, or.
Yeah, you can
Julie.
bring Travis up there, that's fine.
Yeah, they know, like Travis or Mr. Lee will know who everybody is, so,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think that'll make it easier.
Yep.
So we're not pausing and gotta go.
Definitely.
Yep. No, thank you. We appreciate you wanting the information.
We'll make sure we get a big group picture again, so.
Yeah.
Put it on our website. So with that, I think we're ready for the last real agenda item, with the update on the 30 by 30.
Yeah, update on the last agenda item is very similar to the first agenda item. We've made progress, as you know, we've listed, I think, approximately 40 locations for 30 by 30. We had a discussion about maybe whittling that down list to a true 30. But then there was a discussion among the commission members that why not just leave a few extra and then people can have a little flexibility if they don't want to go there or can't get there. Then there's another alternative. So we're going to keep that general list. But until I think October, again, right after the event, we can sit down and give you the hard line, what we think the 30 by 30 challenge and the local competition are going to entail. Please feel free if you think of other locations. We did send out the list to all of you, so you have that list of places. We can add as we go up until October and then probably thereafter as well. But like I say, I'd like to get as many of those finalized as we can. So probably the October meeting, I shouldn't say probably, the October meeting, first and foremost thing we do is just we kind of have that debrief or just what you all think, what you like, what didn't you like, what did you hear? What were some suggestions, that kind of information. So that's what we'll do first. Then we'll jump right into the logo, and then the 30 by 30. And that'll be our meeting. And then just with your permission, Madam Chair, we also meet in November. Oh, in October, we also do the budget. So I'll have that prepared for you all. Because the budget has to go to the Council Planning and Parks Committee at its October meeting. So it can be part of the draft budget that's presented at the public hearing. So we'll do that. So 4 items. November, we meet just to kind of give you an update on the budget, some of the initial things that we took from the debrief that we're going to do differently. And then in December, we take a break. We don't meet because of the holidays, Thanksgiving, to Christmas, New Year. And then we jump right back into it.
So do we do anything for the tree lighting? This committee?
This year we will, Ms. Lynn, because we're going to have the launch of the logo and the 30 by 30 challenge. So yeah, we'll probably ask you if you're available to come to the holiday tree lighting if you haven't in the past. We're thinking, I believe a general contractor these days, which tree might be ready. That'll all depend on obviously completion, but just the turf as well. We get turf down in the fall, probably would be managed if we had a lot of people over there. So we're going to be flexible on the location. But yes, this year it's a little different and we very much appreciate commission members attending the holiday tree lighting and helping with the launch of our 30th anniversary celebration. I'm sure the carolers would not mind you all following them around and singing along as well. That's my opinion too. For me. But no, so we'll be prepared in October to kind of get everything squared away and be prepared for that launch in a couple of months.
So one thing to keep in mind between now, the October meeting, and then also the November meetings, not only are we gonna have a debrief about, you know, what we observed, what we loved, things that we think we can improve on next year, but keep in mind, there's a whole lot of community events within the city of St. Louis, within St. Louis County, with other municipalities, private businesses between now all the way through the fall and November that we should be out going, looking at, investigating. So if Webster Groves has an art fair, go to it. If Eureka has Eureka Days in a couple weeks and you're available, go to it. Look and see. St. Albans, exactly. So go and see, what did you like about it? What didn't you like? Did they have a big wait for their food trucks? Were there enough? Did you see enough bathrooms? And come back with ideas or things you can change. That's also how we've poached things over the years. I mean, the Santa Claus came from this, you know, I called St. Charles because I really enjoy their Main Street festivities and they had extra available individuals. So there's things that we can be doing, but it involves looking at community calendars like West News and planning now so that you know that you're available. But say a lot of the work here, what makes this better is being out in the wider community and investigating and then kind of bringing that back and recruiting people. So that's really what I tried to do. I got a lot of no's. I did because they'd never heard of our event and they were already booked up or they just were at capacity. So there was some folks that did pottery, some folks that did prints that I contacted and they're interested next year, but they also need reminders. So the more that we do, the more that people join people. So we got to be out there representing. So with that, the next meeting date is October 2nd. If there's. Yes, please go ahead before we call for a motion to close. Now's the time.
That's what I'm gonna jump. So don't forget that we have the board and commission dinner appreciation. So that is coming up in October, I believe, right? So after you've all recovered from Celebrate Wildwood, that'll be a great evening to attend and we'll have good turnout. You know, we have a lot of volunteers in the city, not only with just this commission here, but all the different groups. And that's probably the one time we can try to get everyone together, or at least most that can make it. So make sure to put that on your calendar because it is a nice event. But the thing I think too that I'm looking forward to is next year, you know, our 30th anniversary as our city. I believe, what's the anniversary for Route 66? Is it 100?
2026 is the 100th anniversary. of Route
2026. So yeah, we got a little bit of an overlap, right, as we celebrate our 30th birthday. And we have this treasure here, Route 66. We really haven't maximized the potential of what this road means. So we've got some time to put some ideas together that we should take advantage of. It's not a lot of cities have what we have, which is that road right there and the history behind it. So I think that'll be a great opportunity. And you know, ideas are always welcomed. So if you have something that you think might be a good idea, you know, we certainly want to hear it. We got always limited resources, but I think the other thing too to keep in mind is the West News magazine just published. I think it's either going to be in your mailboxes today or tomorrow. There's a whole Wildwood section in the middle. I think the one thing that just caught me really was there was another city, I won't mention their name, they were in the last issue. And their issue had their, not Celebrate Wildwood, but they call them what do they call it, whatever days. Don't want to give the city name away, so I don't want to say negatively, but, you know, they had a half a page of businesses that took an ad out supporting that. We had 3.5 pages of businesses that took ads, like, wow. So that is just incredible. What I was like shocked that I kept going page after page, all these businesses that most of them are in Wildwood or around here. So I think that means a lot, like, you know, that's big. So I think next year, yeah, we got a big anniversary and, you know, Route 66 anniversary coming up. We got a lot we can do. So that's it.
All right, well, with that, we'll take a motion to close. Not all at once, okay. Made by Commissioner Silverman, second to the motion. Bueller.
I'll second.
Made by Commissioner Jones. It is non-debatable, folks. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, any abstain? Thank you very much.
Thank you all very much. And hopefully see you on the 21st.
Yeah.